Okay, so I'm looking a little crazy at the moment. I just had a shower. My face is red as hell. Why do I never say a proper greeting? Because nobody's watching, that's why. I recently saw on Instagram that Regan is hosting a readathon this weekend for us people, everybody self-isolating while the world is falling apart in front of us. And I thought, yes, what better way to encourage me to read plenty. I haven't read much at all in March, so I've been doing really badly. I've only read 2 books so far, so this is going to be a fun little readathon for the weekend. I've decided I am going to start at 12 o'clock today, which is Friday. I thought that would be a good time to start, and I'm going to finish at midnight on Sunday. So that gives me plenty of time to read. It gives me all of today, it gives me tomorrow, and it gives me pretty much a whole day of Sunday. I will leave a link down below to Regan's Instagram where she has a post about the readathon. So I'm going to start by telling you what I'm planning on reading, hopefully, if this works out. So first on my list is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I've already started reading this. I'm about 40 pages in. I haven't made a lot of progress, but that is the first book that I'm hoping to read. Then once I finish that, I decided to go for something that is a bit chunkier, so I went for The Familiars by Stacey Halls. It's a bigger book. I'm not actually sure how many pages. Oh my god, it's about 400 pages. 416 pages. The front of this is actually really weird. It's got a really weird effect. It's like candle wax all over it. Is it supposed to be like that? That is so weird. It's kind of coming off in bits. It's not on the actual pages or anything, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be on the book, but it's coming off at the bottom, so oh well. So I'm hoping maybe I could finish all this as well. So I don't know if I'll get that finished or not. It's a chunk, but in case, on the off chance that I do, I've decided I'll read Peter Pan and Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens, because that's not too long book. And there's some pictures. That is my hair's dripping on myself. But that is my TBR for the next couple of days for the readathon. So how many pages? I do not know. I shall have to work it out once the clock strikes 12. Let's get into it. I'm currently on page 80 of The Handmaid's Tale. Enjoying it so far. Readathon going well so far. I think I read about 40 pages because I was on page 40 something and I started this, so 43 I think. Yeah, I was on page 43, so I'm now on page 80, so I've read 40 pages. Good start. I don't know how well I'm gonna get through this, if I'm gonna read all 3 of the books or not. I have loads of time. I have all the time in the world, so there's no excuse really. How is your social distancing going, Oscar? Is it going great? It's going superb. Currently having a snack break, some grapes, water. Yep. I'm on page, I don't know what page I'm on. 100? No, I'm not. I am on 98. This top looks so pink on camera, but it doesn't look as pink in real life. I'm currently on page 98 of The Handmaid's Tale of, I think there's 300 pages. So I might be able to finish this today and then hopefully start The Familiars. The Familiars. That's gonna be annoying to say. It is a 400 page book, so I'm very unsure about whether or not I'll be able to read much of it. So I'm kind of wondering maybe I should read Peter Pan first, but I think I'm going to save Peter Pan for last because I feel like it could be a nice little read to have on Sunday. So hopefully if I can read most of The Handmaid's Tale today, maybe get it finished tonight, then I can start The Familiars by Stacey Halls and hopefully get a lot of it read tomorrow. We'll just see. We'll see how things go. Chapter 20, page 116. I have a biscuit and tea.
Oscar, just being weird. I'm watching you.
Taking a little break from reading. I'm out for a walk with, where is it? There he is. It's a little bit cold. Not much like spring weather. But at least it's blue skies. That's nice. That's like, oh, look at that cloud! Yikes! My battery is very nearly dead. This was a stupid idea to come out with a low battery. But it's such a lovely day. The sky is blue, the sun is shining. When the wind's not there, it actually feels a lot warmer. It's still quite chilly, so good old Scotland for you. Oh, it's quite nice to get up for a bit, have a break from reading. I'm doing well with my readathon, so that is great. So just a little update. Reading wise, I am about halfway into The Handmaid's Tale, so that's great. I'm doing really well. Hopefully get it finished tonight, I hope. Fingers crossed. But real life update. So it is about 6 o'clock in the UK and the government has announced basically a lockdown. All the pubs, cafes, cinemas, leisure centres, gyms, basically everything that's like non-essential is being told to shut down. So that's quite scary actually. It's quite a terrifying thought that life is literally coming to a standstill. So self-isolating, social distancing, gonna keep reading, maybe film some videos, maybe do some fun artsy projects to keep myself busy. So yeah, that's scary, isn't it? Hope you're all keeping safe. Yeah. Life sucks. Bring back 2019. Because this is hell.
We'll be back next week. Thanks to our guests tonight. Have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, everybody, and we'll see you on Monday.
It is now 9 o'clock and I am a good, I don't know if you can really see that bookmark. I am a good chunk of the way through now. I don't have much to go. I think I have about 100 pages. I'm on page 208 and I think there's about 300 pages. So I could potentially get this finished tonight. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's a bit dark, a bit sad, a bit horrific to be honest. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it and hopefully get it finished tonight. And then maybe make a start on the familiars, get a few chapters read. So Readathon is going well. It is 12:30 at night and I just finished. I have to admit, I really enjoyed it from the start, but after about the halfway point, I kind of was a little bit like, this is the book that everyone loves. I am gonna have to do a review on this because I have a lot I really want to say. It was a good book nonetheless. Obviously I don't love the universe. It's horrific. It's absolutely awful. But it was interesting. It was awful to read, but it was also interesting and it was different. So to an extent I was enjoying it and I really wanted to know more. Like I really wanted to know more about like why the world is suddenly like this. I felt like the summary on the back of the book didn't really come true till I would say near the end, and I was left feeling like, well, what? And I mean, I feel like I got this book is 300 pages long, and I got to about the 200 page mark, and I was kind of like, wait a minute, this has all just been like kind of build up and a little bit of world building and daily trips to the shop, and I'm like, okay, when's it gonna start getting really into it? What's gonna happen? And then the ending it just ended, and I had so many unanswered questions. And I don't mind if a book ends in a way that does leave you asking questions, because at the end of the day our main character doesn't know much. I'm gonna have to get the new one. What's it called? The Testaments? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the Testaments to read that to see what happens, because I swear to God, what happened at the end? What happened? I really want to watch the TV show now, but I heard that there's like a lot of differences between it, so I feel like, well, is there any point? Maybe the TV. I was reading a few reviews there, and some said that the TV show was actually a little bit better because it had more to it. I was just so surprised that it was quite slow paced, but oh well. First book of my readathon done, and I think I'm going to end up giving this book just a 3 out of 5 because I was left a little bit unsatisfied. Oh well. I think I hyped myself up too much for it, so at least I've read it, and I will probably read the sequel, and I'm gonna have to do a review on this now because I have a lot to say. So yeah, I probably won't start The Familiars now because it is late. I am tired. I did not expect to stay up this late, but I ended up just wanting to finish reading, and it's now 12:30. Social distancing is going great. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Last night I finished The Handmaid's Tale, and I started The Familiars by Stacey Halls. I read the first 16 pages last night. The main character is called Fleetwood Shuttleworth. Fleetwood Shuttleworth. It is Saturday. I was just shopping with my mom, getting in a few bits and bobs. We were also taking some, we took our Mother's Day present to my grandparents. It's so shitty having to we left it on the back step and had to walk away, and they came out and we were having to stand far apart, so that really, it sucks. It really sucks right now. But they're they're staying in the house, keeping well. We're bringing shopping to them, so that's great. I've got some flowers back there from my mum. So we're just getting a few bits, and now we're heading home to have some lunch, so keep washing your hands. This is actually the first time I've been shopping since lockdown, basically. I hadn't had to, or my mum just always went, but I figured that I would come with her today just to get out of the house for a little bit and just pick up a few bits and get started out for Mother's Day. Wash my hands, hand sanitizers. I wore gloves while I was out. I kept my distance. We're quite lucky where I live. There's not many cases, known cases I should say, but it's still, you just don't know. It's such a weird time. We live in hope. Hi. So I am on page 142 of the Familiars, and I swear to God, every time I read the main character's name, which is Fleetwood, I grimace. I grimace. It's awful. I hate the fact that the last name is Shuttleworth. Just makes me think of shuttlecock. But the fact that her name is Fleetwood. And all the other names in this book. We have Alice, we have Sarah, Catherine. The boys' names are pretty normal. Richard, Roger. And then our main character is called Fleetwood. Fleetwood. Is this a real name? What does it mean? I hate it. Oh my god, I finished it in a day. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say I finished in a day because I did start it last night, but I only read the first 16 pages, so I read a 400-page book in a day. That is definitely a new record for me. I'm so pleased. I will probably give this book a 4 out of 5. I was a little bit skeptical to begin with. I really didn't like the name Fleetwood for the main character, and it got on my nerves a little bit over time until I read the little kind of author bit at the back, and it turns out that most of the characters in this book were once real people. So Fleetwood Shuttleworth and her husband Richard were real people, and one of the alleged witches, it's sort of about witch trials in Lancashire in 1612. It's good. It was good. The main character, I had a bit of a love-hate relationship with her. There were times that I found her a little bit annoying, but she is only 17. But I feel like, I don't know, 17-year-olds in those days were a lot different than they are now. I think as well, maybe the time, I think this is maybe the first time I've ever read a book that is set in such an old time period. I've read a bit of Pride and Prejudice, but I feel like it's a bit different. But 1612, I don't think I've ever really read a book in that kind of era, so that's different. In the way that women were treated. There were times I felt like she was a little bit too outspoken and she wasn't really reprimanded for it. Then there were times that she was outspoken and she was reprimanded by her husband, by other men, but even still. I had a bit of a love-hate relationship with the main character. I was rooting for some of the characters. There was certain characters I just wish would die, and I also had a few kind of unanswered questions by the end, but like not ones that were really important, but at the same time a little. They were kind of hinted at what had happened, but even still, I'm a little bit unsure. But 4 to 5, so glad that I read this, oh my god, and I basically still have 24 hours, because I decided I was going to read until midnight tomorrow night, which is Sunday. And I thought this book was going to take me a couple of days, but there it is. I read it in a day. I was worried that I was going to struggle with it, or I was going to find it a bit dull, but it was actually pretty well done. And I realised I actually do quite like books set in a different time period rather than just everything being set in, I'll call it present day, but like, yeah, set in this time period, modern times, modern day. But yeah, so now I'm gonna start Peter Pan, so that is very exciting. I'm doing so well. it's about 20 to 12, so I'm just gonna head to bed now. So happy.
Leftover pizza for lunch. Oh, 2 slices.
So I'm making some progress with Peter Pan, although it's actually a 2-in-1 story. It's Peter Pan and Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens, so that's great. That's 2 stories. I am about 70 pages into it, and I still have 11 hours of the readathon to go, for me anyway, in the UK time. So that's exciting. I'm so pleased. I got The Familiars finished yesterday. I really did not think I was going to be able to read all of that because it was a 400-page book, but I actually flew through it, and I'm glad I did read it all because it's actually quite nice to read a book in one sitting because everything is pretty fresh in your mind, whereas if you're kind of pick it up, put it down, you forget a lot. At least I do anyway, so that's great. I'll probably go a walk this afternoon. We're planning on making soup for dinner. It is Mother's Day. Do you like my poem that I wrote for my mum? Just call me Maya Angelou. 11 hours to go. Social distancing readathon. That's so hard to say. Social distancing readathon. Going good. Making soup.
I am having a tea break and snack break. Doing pretty well. I'm on chapter 13. Do you believe in fairies? Not too bad.
Doing really well. I'm pleased that I'm onto my 3rd book for the readathon. Honestly though, like when people do 24-hour readathons, it baffles me how they can get through about 6 books or so. Like, yeah, maybe if they were really small, I maybe could, but it took me all day yesterday to read a 400-page book, so I couldn't do it. So I just had some soup for dinner. It was very good. I'm also editing and making a start editing this readathon. Quite pleased. I'm doing well. Okay, so I have I finished Peter Pan, but I still have Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens to read. That's that little bit at the end there. It's not as long, but it looks of it. I don't think I'm gonna bother reading it tonight. I feel like I've had enough. I have had enough. It is 11:15. I will probably just get ready for bed and edit the rest of this. I edited basically all the previous footage and compiled it into one video, so I'm going to edit that in bed now and probably just upload it tonight. So I think I will leave it there at Peter Pan. So I've read three books, although I suppose technically when this is a 2-in-1 I haven't really finished it, but I could finish it if I wanted to, but I think I might leave it. That was a fun trip to Neverland today. I really enjoyed Peter Pan. That was actually it was actually a really nice story. For a kid's story, it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. And actually I really like this cover, the blue. It's quite pretty. So I really enjoyed that. And I just have a little bit more to go for the other one, but I don't really know what it's about. I don't know what Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens is about. Is his backstory? I don't know anything about it. So that is the end of my social distancing reading vlog, Readathon. I'm quite proud of myself. I got a good couple of books off my TBR. Thank you so much for watching this video. I actually enjoyed the readathon. It was quite nice having it over like the space of a few days rather than trying to do like a 24-hour. I really want to try and do a proper 24-hour readathon, because anytime I've ever done them I've always slept at some point, so I've never fully stayed up for 24 hours, and I really want to sometime. I want to do like full 12 till 12, but oh well. So thank you for watching and good night, and remember to wash your hands and social distance and self-isolate. Goodbye.